Gensler is on tape at MIT explaining that none of these cryptocurrencies are actually securities. They don't meet the Howey test.
So we already know in the US and in many other jurisdictions that 3/4 of the market are not ICOs or not what would be called securities. Even in the US, Canada, and Taiwan, the three jurisdictions that follow something similar to the Howey test that we've talked about, 3/4 of the market is non-securities. It's just a commodity.
And now he's saying, as a politician, that they all do. And so what is it, one way or the other? Coinbase is actually suing the regulator, looking for more clarity. And the regulators are trying to regulate this industry off of a 1933 footprint. And so this would be like me telling you, we created the automobile, and we just recently created the airplane. Take the driver's ed manual and apply it to the air traffic. Okay, you can't use 1930 and 1940 regulation to regulate this industry.
There is so much happening in crypto. In this video, I'm going to try to convey to you as many things as I can. I'm not going to be able to share with you everything in this one video. Subscribe to the channel. We cover the cryptocurrency market on a daily basis. Let's jump into it. You won't believe some of the things I'm going to share with you. Bitcoin just processed more transactions than ever before. Bitcoin has blown away its previous record for daily transactions set during the 2017 bull run. It has blown this previous all-time high out of the water. I remember 2017. I remember the previous all-time high. The Bitcoin network was clogged. Everybody was using Bitcoin for transactions. So it's pretty amazing that now 4 or 5 years later, Bitcoin has a new all-time high when Bitcoin's at a totally different place in its history. So what is happening on Bitcoin that caused this? Bitcoin just processed more transactions in a single day than at any point in its 14-year history, thanks to ordinals, Bitcoin native NFTs, inscriptions. The daily number of Bitcoin transactions surged beyond 500,000 on Sunday, nearly 78,000 more than its previous peak during the top of the 2017 bull run. Over 300,000 of those transactions were ordinals, the most on a single day ever, and a 16% jump on the previous record set on a Saturday. That means ordinals contributed around 54% of Bitcoin's daily transactions at its all-time record. Ordinals aside, most other Bitcoin transactions right now are monetary in nature, often triggered by crypto exchanges. Importantly, inscriptions represent approximately 30 to 40% of mined transactions, 10 to 20% of fees paid. And fees paid is what most people don't realize about Bitcoin, why this is such a big deal. Bitcoin developing a fee market makes Bitcoin's long-term value prop, in my opinion, even stronger, even better, even more bullish than before. Get ready, my friends, because a Bitcoin bull market is on the horizon. Take a look at this chart. You may be thinking that the current Bitcoin price of almost $30,000 is high, but one-year hodlers still have no interest in selling their coins, people just buying and holding. The decline of one-year hodlers is a mark of a true bull run, which hasn't happened yet. Do you still not believe that we're just getting started? And so much innovation is happening this year and for the past couple years, and really for Bitcoin's whole 14-year history and crypto's whole 14-year history. This news is a microcosm for basically what's happening to the whole crypto industry. Phantom multi-chain is rolling out today. So this was just a Solana wallet. Now you can use Ethereum, Matic, Solana, of course, without switching. With support for multiple secret recovery phases, it's easy to import all of your wallets in seconds, compatible everywhere with a MetaMask button or something like that. I really love the direction that this industry is going. Now, something I don't love is the lack of regulation in America. And obviously, I'm not the only one who feels this way. Crypto companies are pleading with UK regulators, do not follow the US. Investment firms like A16Z, Polygon Labs are the latest to praise Britain's approach to crypto regulation in stark contrast to attitudes towards the US policymakers. So let's talk about this. Anthony Scaramucci is a politician. He knows what the regulators, what they know, what they're talking about. This is exactly how the US regulators are failing us, according to Anthony Scaramucci.
How do crypto exchanges get regulators to do something different?
Well, that's my point. So until you tell me what the regulators are going to do, you can't really advise the crypto exchanges. Gary Gensler is on tape at MIT explaining that none of these cryptocurrencies are actually securities. They don't meet the Howey test. And now he's saying, as a politician, that they all do. And so what is it, one way or the other? Coinbase is actually suing the regulator, looking for more clarity. And the regulators are trying to regulate this industry off of a 1933 footprint. And so this would be like me telling you, we created the automobile, and we just recently created the airplane. Take the driver's ed manual and apply it to the air traffic. Okay, you can't use 1930 and 1940 regulation to regulate this industry. This industry needs to be regulated differently.
So what are we to make of the fact that we're seeing American crypto exchanges transition and move offshore? Scaramucci, enlighten us.
Yeah, this call for clarity is one that we hear time and time and time again, and nothing is happening with the regulators. What do you make of exchanges going overseas? You know, Coinbase recently said, like, maybe they're going to do it, maybe they're going to leave the U.S. Do you think that's what should be happening?
Well, I think they've already done that, right? I mean, they basically have gotten a license now in Bermuda. Brian was in London, showing himself on Twitter in London. I think they have to prepare themselves for the potentiality that the regulators in the U.S. and some of the politicians are trying to push the industry off the shore of the United States. And so that would be a near-term tragedy for the U.S. It would slow us down. It would crimp our intellectual innovation, and I hope they don't do that. But I mean, the good news about the United States is you get a circulation of elites, and so hopefully Gary's tenure at the SEC is short-lived, and we'll find somebody that's more practical and somebody that wants to bring these jobs to the U.S. What he's doing right now, I think he has to explain to people. He won't. You've got a lot of Republicans in the House that are trying to ask him for that, but he's not providing any clarity. I want to take you back historically. I think it's important. When you had the banking debacle in the 1920s, you had very smart politicians like Franklin Roosevelt. He said, okay, let's go out to the banking industry. Let's have them self-regulate, self-regulatory organization, and let's build laws to create more transparency to reduce fraud. And then he hired Joe Kennedy. He said he's going to put a fox in charge of the hen house. That's Jack Kennedy's dad, who was a stock swindler back in the day. And there was a process in place. If the regulators did something very similar to what would happen in the 1930s, you'd have great regulatory clarity around the cryptocurrency industry.
This is what I'm really excited about. It's awesome to see CoinDesk and other publications picking this story up. Shark Tank, but make it crypto. CoinMarketCap launches a competition TV show. Killer Whales will allow entrepreneurs to pitch ideas for new Web3 products and projects to a panel of judges. Let's find out more. Dubbed the Shark Tank of Crypto, Killer Whales will feature a panel of judges or whales who will hear pitches from crypto entrepreneurs and decide if they wish to invest in them and provide mentorship. A recent update posted by Hello Labs on CoinMarketCap's blog revealed that crypto influencer duo Aaron and Austin Arnold, better known as Altcoin Daily, will produce and star in the reality show. Other judges include Cordell Brodus, aka Champ Medici. Watch now a behind-the-scenes look at the Killer Whales producers, Altcoin Daily, Paul Caslin, Ninja TV Film, decide the final lineup for judges for Killer Whales.
I'm going to be very real. If you have her, you do not have me.
You have altcoin but no daily.
Okay guys, it's decision time. We need to select the final lineup of Killer Whales. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna go first.
Top 5, gentlemen.
This guy's a no-brainer. We need him on the show.
You know he's gonna give us great entertainment.
The thing is, you cannot tell the story of cryptocurrency bull market in 2021 without talking about him.
I think the thing that separates this show, Killer Whales, is the realism. People want to tune in and see real conversations evaluating these projects that we look at every day. This guy's real.
All right, so this is someone who, from my perspective, is an absolute must, and we need this diversity on the show. Like, we have to have some strong female voices on here to balance out the men.
She has a ton of lovers, she has a lot of haters. I'm going to be very real. If you have her, you do not have me.
You have altcoin but no daily.
I got an interesting one next. This next guy, to me, the last bull cycle, these guys dominated the space. Every big project they were involved in from a VC perspective.
This guy represents the institutional investors. He's in those board meetings. He knows what that demographic is thinking. I think that's a value add for the show.
I mean, this guy goes full force, really kind of paving the way in the NFT space, I feel.
To me, I feel like we're divided. I'm not sold on him at all.
Who is
To
this
me,
guy?
he wouldn't be in my show.
What?
How many NFTs of his do you hold?
0.
Exactly.
That says it all. I want somebody I can learn from. If he has perspective, if I can learn how to better evaluate projects for me or build projects, that's what I want.
We have the biggest influencers, the biggest VCs, biggest entrepreneurs.
So what we got, Paul?
I think we got our lineup.
We're only supposed to have 5, not 10, correct?
Gentlemen, looks like we'll need a bigger boat.
Also, if you're going to Bitcoin Miami, 10% off with code Altcoin Daily, linked below. Use code Altcoin Daily, 10% off Bitcoin Miami. If you do, get some tickets to this, a little roast of crypto. And Austin and I will be doing about 2 to 3 minutes each, getting in there with the comedians. This is going to be epic. If you're going to Bitcoin Miami, definitely be here this night. That's it, my friends. Subscribe to the channel. More coming soon. See you tomorrow.